You guys must have paid attention to the news of Shailendra Kumar Singh. This gentleman has apparently made a bike engine that can do almost 200 kilometer per liter. So, question is it real or what the hell is going on? Well, there are two conflicting data points. First, he is saying that he solved the top dead center leverage issue. Now, is that a real problem? Yes, absolutely. All engines have to deal with this. Heck, I'm making an engine that's supposed to deal with this. But here's the problem with that. The idea of offset system, it's rather common, and there are actually car engines in real world that utilize that. So why it's not used everywhere? Well, it barely gives you 3 to 5% efficiency gain, and the only way to utilize that is in a hybrid cars. So only few car companies do that, and it does make your balancing worst. For that reason, most time people generally do not deal with this. And then there is another deal of 6-stroke engine. Now you have to understand there are two types of 6-stroke engine. First is what Porsche is trying to do is basically having sex with a 4-stroke engine with a 2-stroke engine, which is very weird. And then you have another thing where the people are trying to do scavenging, meaning you have a normal 4-stroke, and after that you have two different valves, inlet and outlet, and there you inject basically normal ambient air, and it absorbs heat from everything, as in piston, cylinder walls, and all that jazz, and it expands, pushing the piston down a little bit. So it's a mildly powerful stroke, and then it goes away. So not only it helps you cool the engine, it also acts as a thermal energy recovery system. Has this been done? Yes, it has been done in 1980s in Switzerland. But the problem is that at best case scenario, people were getting 3 to 5% thermodynamic boost, and it was not even worth the weight that you have to add simply because of extra valves. And then there was another penalty of the fact that people have tried to use water to because again water have phase change, so it has a bit more oomph, but still was not worth it. That's why either this crank off shit and the fact that you have basically scavenging does not really sound that plausible. Can that happen? Not impossible, it's just that very unlikely. And I lost interest the moment he was using basically kilometers per liter. That's not how you measure an engine. You measure an engine by brake specific fuel consumption. It is a standardized unit. It works with the same metric in everything. For example, the best normal engines that you're going to get, it would be generally 200 to 220 grams of fuel consumed for 1 unit of electricity. And best case scenario is a combustion engine that is 2-stroke used in giant shipping containers. Those puppy can touch 150 grams of fuel consumption per unit of air. They are very efficient, almost 51% thermodynamic efficiency, but they are very polluting. That's why we don't generally use them. And if you want to do thermal energy recovery, you can use turbo recovery, which is used in F1, or organic Rankine cycle recovery for a stationary application. Both have far greater yield in real life.